Are you sure you're not panic? A little bit?
No, I'll probably panic. I'll probably panic the day after.
Yeah.
So who wants to talk to Ramy?
Morning.
All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I have for you guys today, I want to talk about a classic physique competitor by the name of Jose Maria. He goes by the Instagram handle Made El Man. And a lot of you guys, this is probably my most requested classic physique Olympia competitor video. Not as many people are familiar with Jose, but his physique updates have garnered quite a bit of attention for the sheer aesthetics and proportions that he does in fact have. And in pretty much every Instagram update that I've seen of him, he does look fantastic. Now, to be fair, I'm not actually very familiar with him in terms of his actual competitive career. I don't know any big-name guys in the IFBB right now that he's competed against and beaten. So when I made my prediction video, I'm talking about guys that I've seen beat other high-level guys. So Jose, he's kind of a wild card at this year's Mr. Olympia, because looking at his Instagram pictures, like I said, these videos and these posing updates that he posted, he is a very aesthetic classic physique guy. And not only is he aesthetic, but he appears to be very complete. He's got huge arms. He's got a really good back. He's got really good separation in his hamstrings. His conditioning looks good. His legs are pretty good size for a classic guy. Really separated abs, but at the same time, he can hit a vacuum pose and a crunched abdominal. Very impressive classic competitor, but it's really going to be a question of how he looks on stage compared to these other elite guys, because I have not seen him against some of these top 6, top 10 caliber guys yet. So it's going to be interesting to see where his physique stacks up once he's actually in that lineup. But so many of you guys have requested for me to talk about him in a video. I had to address him, and I agree with your guys' opinion. He is phenomenal. I mean, he does have a crazy classic physique, and it certainly looks like he could be a top Olympian on Instagram, but it's really going to come down to whether or not that translates on stage. Because like I said, I just haven't seen him compete enough to really make that call as to where he would place in the Olympia. I haven't seen him go against guys like these top caliber guys, so it's going to be really interesting to see how these Instagram updates translate to the stage. But I do read your guys' messages, and I do agree with you guys. This guy has a crazy classic physique. Now, let's get right into the Big Ramy updates of the video. So Dennis James and Big Ramy have been training together. Ramy has essentially been living with Dennis James for the duration of his Olympia prep. Dennis James obviously based in the United States, and Ramy has been staying with him, completing his training with Dennis. And Dennis has posted quite a few updates. He's done some Q&As featuring Ramy. He's posted training videos of Ramy. They addressed an RX Muscle video where they said that Ramy appears to be in panic mode, trying to get off some last-minute fat or water with the training methods that he seems to be utilizing with Ramy and Dennis. And Dennis and Ramy responded to that and said they're not in panic mode. And they're not really too worried about it. And he also posted this training video today of Big Ramy, well, 20 hours ago from the time that I'm recording this video, where you get to see a little bit more of Ramy, another update similar to the one that we saw a couple weeks back, another arm training video of Ramy where you get to kind of see kind of the vascularity that Ramy has at 1 week out this time. Now that he's with Dennis James, we know that he's really close to the Olympia. And it's crazy to think that, you know, everything that's happened this year, the Olympia getting postponed, getting moved from Vegas to Florida. It's crazy to think we're less than a week away right now from prejudging. Prejudging is this coming Friday. We're days away from the Olympia. Part of me thought it wasn't going to happen this year, but here we are. The Olympia is coming up, and I could not be more excited. Ramy, he's looking vascular as he looked a couple weeks ago. He's looking like he's in pretty good shape. We have not seen any full physique updates from Ramy lately, but here we are 1 week out, looking at Big Ramy, and here we are again talking about the possibility of where Ramy is going to land. Is he going to be top 3? Is he going to be top 6? I find it hard to believe Ramy would be outside of the top 6, but the big question is whether or not Ramy will crack the top 3 again after dropping down to, what was it, 5th place at the 2018 Olympia before taking off the 2019 Mr. Olympia. Ramy has a lot of hype going for him right now, and in the past, when his hype has been at the highest, he hasn't performed the best. But I've also seen a lot of naysayers in the comment section about Ramy, so maybe he has a chip on his shoulder, he has something to prove, and maybe this year will be the year that he's in that first call-out with potentially Phil and Brandon and whoever else is in that call out. But in any case, I think that Ramy staying with Dennis James is a good thing. I think Dennis James is really smart. I think he really has the best interest of Ramy at heart. And I think the best move Ramy could have made is moving in with Dennis, who's a friend of his. He's comfortable with him, and he knows that Dennis is going to be honest and push him in the direction that he needs to be pushed. And I think this final touch to his prep of staying with Dennis James is going to be tremendously beneficial for Ramy, and I think it's going to only benefit him in the long run and in the short term, of course, because we're only a week away. But you guys know me. I'm always optimistic, and I'm optimistic that we are going to see a very good version of Ramy. And because I want to be optimistic, I would love to see Ramy in the top 3. Now, talking about the top 3, speaking of the top 3, Phil Heath. So Phil Heath put up a story, and yes, I'm assuming that Phil Heath is going to be in the top 3 this year. Phil Heath briefly put up a story of an update from my video. You can clearly tell that he is watching a Nick Strength and Power video. You can kind of see the Nick Strength and Power logos cropped out in the background. Kind of cool that Phil is still keeping an eye on the Nick Strength and Power updates. But I posted that video of Brandon Curry posing at supposedly 1 week out. So the story behind that posing video, his coach posted it on his Snapchat, and then it was deleted a few minutes later. So my understanding is that potentially his coach meant to record it and accidentally posted it instead. Now, I've seen some people suggesting that the video is old, that it's not recent. Some people are even saying they think it's from 2017, 2018. What I do know is we've never seen this video of Brandon before. He's wearing the same hat that he was wearing in videos and pictures that are confirmed to be recent. And Brandon messaged me after I posted the video, thanking me for posting it and not correcting anything that I said about how recent it was. So if you ask me, I'm standing by that it was recent. Now, Phil Heath posted this on his story. He posted a screenshot appearing to be from one of my videos of Brandon's back, and then he dated it December 10th, 2020. Now, apparently he deleted this within maybe half an hour of posting it, and a ton of you guys were sending me screenshots of it saying, why is Phil throwing shade at Brandon? I think this was a little bit of a mind game from Phil. And I've seen some of you guys even say in the comment sections that I'm biased in favor of Brandon. You guys have said that because I wasn't critical enough of that physique update that he posted. And I don't know what you guys are talking about. Everyone's saying that I'm a Phil Heath hater because me and Phil had that disagreement a few years back. I've got Phil winning the show. That's my prediction. Yeah, I like Brandon. I would like to see Brandon win. I predicted that he would win last year. I would love it if he won this year. But my official prediction is that Phil is going to win the show. As much as I like Brandon, I would love to see him win again. I think he's a great ambassador for the Olympia. My prediction is that Phil is going to win, whether me and Phil have had disagreements in the past or not. That's what I'm predicting is going to happen. Now, if Phil comes in and he completely doesn't have his midsection fixed, then I think it's up in the air what might happen. But I think if Phil demonstrates at least a little bit more control over his midsection than we've seen in the past, and it's not a huge glaring issue, I think Phil's going to win. Now, if Phil comes in worse than he looked in 2018, meaning specifically his midsection looks worse than when he lost in 2018, that's when I think we're talking about maybe Brandon sneaking in there and winning. Potentially, if Ramy looks good, Ramy sneaking in there and winning. It's really going to depend on Phil, I think. To be honest, I mean, we really can't discount the status of an athlete that Phil is. I mean, he is the highest caliber bodybuilder that there is right now. I mean, we can't deny it. He's a 7-time Mr. Olympia coming back to try to tie the record that only 2 other men have set. The reality is Phil is one of the greatest of all time. As much as we like Brandon, Brandon is a really likable guy, and I think, like I said, he's a great Olympia ambassador, but we can't discount what level Phil is on. And I don't think we're going to see the best version of Phil that we've ever seen. He's older. We're not going to see 2011 Phil. But I also think Phil is smart. I think he's smart, and I think he's competitive, and I think he wants to shut up a lot of people. I mean, I know he doesn't like what I've said. I know he doesn't like what a lot of you guys have said about the midsection, and I think Phil has that mindset to where he's going to fix that problem, if only to shut up the naysayers. And I'm down with that. I've never disliked Phil as a bodybuilder. He's always been, I mean, he is the best of the best, and that's, like he said, that is why we criticize him the way we do, is because we expected more from him. And people, the fans, they've been saying for years about the midsection, and then he repeatedly did not fix it. So the fans kept bringing up this issue because he wasn't addressing it. And I think this is going to be the year that he addresses it. So like I said, I've seen people say that. They've said I don't like Phil. They say I'm biased towards Phil. I want to clear that up. I have no bias towards Phil. I don't care about anything personally that went on between me and Phil as a bodybuilder. Phil is an elite caliber bodybuilder, 7-time Mr. Olympia. You can't discount what he's achieved. The midsection thing, yes, it's an issue. Yes, it's something I don't like. Yes, it's something a lot of you guys don't like, but it is what it is. Now, the final story that I have for you guys today, 2 more recent classic physique updates from Logan Franklin and Wesley Vissers, 2 gentlemen who I believe are probably the future of the classic physique division from the standpoint of where it seems the judging criteria seems to be headed in terms of what they want from a classic physique. Taller guy, more of an Arnold-esque physique in terms of what classic physique is. And Wesley and Logan both seem to really exemplify that in Wesley's latest picture, hitting a side mantis pose, you would call that. And then, of course, Logan hitting a front double bicep with a vacuum pose, showing off his insane V-taper that he brought over from Men's Physique. So Wesley and Logan, if you guys saw my classic physique prediction video that I did yesterday, I have them both in the top 6. Kind of a crazy prediction, a lot of people might say. Logan's first Olympia. Wesley hasn't had the best placings at big shows. His Arnold Classic placing in 2019 was 10th. But I'm predicting Wesley to be 5th and Logan to be 6th. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Give me your classic physique predictions. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. Give this video a thumbs up if you did, in fact, enjoy it. And as always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.